Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I said in my last video I was going to take a break, and it's been about 2 months since I made a life update video. Yeah, so things have been difficult. So I got a job in a different state, and it didn't work out. And I was planning on moving there and everything, and so that was kind of a big blow for me because I'd actually proven myself to be worthy of this job, and some things happened. I'm not going to go into detail online, but it didn't work out. And like for a couple of days afterwards, I was okay with it all. I just I don't think I let it fully sink in what it really meant. And so a couple of days later, it just really hit me, and I was just like, darn it, like I was so close to getting a job. So that was fun. And then also a couple days ago again, Beacon, a loose dog, came after us again, and Beacon was okay. She wasn't hurt, but I said I would make this real on my channel, and this is real. I am really struggling, and mentally, I don't know how much more I can take of this. This is well, I just had one earlier, actually, before I made this video, like literally 2 minutes ago. A dog got loose and ran like 5 blocks, and the owners were just like, oh no, my dog ran away. And someone saw me and came over and talked to me, and they knew me, and they were like, hey, by the way, the dog got loose. It's fine. And I was like, no, it's not fine. Like, it's not allowed. And they go, it's a good dog. And I'm like, no, it doesn't matter if it's a good dog. It's a loose dog. Like, keep your dog on a leash. Like, I don't get it. I don't know what to do. And as a handler, I'm getting fed up with it because you're putting my dog at risk. And, if Beacon ever got loose, I would be in so much trouble because, it's a guide dog. It's not supposed to run around and blah, blah, blah. You know how people are. But, like, keep your dog under control, people. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, why? If you have a dog, it's part of the responsibility to keep it under control. That means chain, leash, whatever, because here we can have chains. And, I don't necessarily agree with that they should be allowed to put on 27-foot long chains, but whatever. But I'm getting fed up with it, and honestly, I'm really nervous because, as a program-trained handler, I got my dog from a program. She's technically mine because I own her. That's my school's policy. We get to own them after, I think it's a year. Yeah, I think it's a year. But, realistically, I don't know how much more of this I can handle because, we just had one Friday. We had one earlier. I went to the store last night, and this dog got loose from this lady's hand. She was holding it, which I don't get that at all. I'm like, keep your dog on a leash, people. But she was holding it, and it got loose and came after Beacon. And it didn't like come after her as in like I'm gonna bite her, but it was more like, hey, dog, hello, But still, and we were still recovering from our last one in February when this one happened last week, and honestly, it's becoming more stressful to go out with her in public. I can't even walk down my street without loose dogs coming after us now, it feels like. And as a handler, like, I was hoping I would move to this new state with this new job, and I would be away from it all. Because the state has very specific leash laws, and they're very, very 100% strict and followed. Whereas here, it's like, oh, who cares? Whatever, So, I'm more hurt in the aspect of, not getting away from it and having it happen, and just mentally, like, it's terrifying because I can't even walk down my block without going, oh crap, is that dog gonna come bite us? Or, is my dog gonna get hurt? And, Beacon is reacting to all of that. She's feeling my fear, and she's feeling my hypervigilance, and working a dog is not supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be, you know, it's not supposed to make you feel like you have to be more on alert. And, you know, that's kind of like what I'm feeling right now. Like, I have my cane, I know how to use a cane and everything, but I really want a dog. And, sorry, I've got tears in my eyes now. That's the reason why I got a dog, so I could have that freedom, and it's not happening. And I can't explain it to anybody, because, you know, if you're not blind, you don't have a guide dog, you don't fully get it. I mean, other service dogs are cool too, and don't get me wrong, they have benefits, you know, other service dogs. But, like, the difference between guide dogs is, like, you trust them with your life. Like, every single street crossing, you have to trust them. And, every single car that drives by, you know, you have to make sure the dog's not, you know, the dog has to watch. And there's a lot of responsibility, a lot of stress on the dog. Whereas other service dogs, you know, most of the time it's like, you tell them to do something and they do it and they get a treat at the end. And guide dog, it's like, they have to be on alert, you know, they have to be aware of what's happening. And this keeps happening. You know, we'll walk down the street, and excuse me for 1 second, I'm sorry. Oh, I hate crying. Apparently that's my thing this week. I've cried a lot. But, you know, that's our issue, is like, we can't even walk. Like, my own neighborhood, I can't even walk anywhere. And everyone's like, you should get a camera, you should ride the bus. Well, our bus isn't that great, honestly. It's not. We live in a small town, so we have like one bus. So, you know, it works, but not really. So, you know, it is what it is. It's whatever, I guess. But I was like, I need to get out of here. Like, I don't want to deal with this. And I shouldn't need a camera for my own town. Like, I live here. I don't need a camera. And I shouldn't have to get a camera to be believed. That's my main issue. I had to stop being on Facebook because people are messaging me and going, you need to get a camera. You should buy this. You should buy this. And I'm like, great, awesome. Well, first off, no, because they're expensive. I don't know if you all have seen how much expensive cameras are, but like, you can buy a cheap camera, but if you want an accessible camera, you know, that I can use myself independently, they're expensive, and expensive being over $100 a piece, you know. And also, I don't want to have a camera. I don't want to be filmed everywhere I go. Like, that's not for me, and mentally, I don't think I can handle it, because I'm very hypervigilant as it is with PTSD. Like, that's part of it. It was getting better, but now it's getting worse, because now I'm like, oh crap, is there a dog coming? Like, what do I do? You know? So, a lot of these PTSD symptoms are coming back, and stronger than they were before, which is wonderful. And with a camera, that would just make it worse, because I'd be sitting there going, okay, so they saw me cross that street crooked, and they're going to judge me because I stepped on that curb wrong, and then I, you know, just, it's not going to be a good idea for me to get a camera. And I'm honestly really concerned, because handling a dog should not be this hard, and I don't want to lose her. She's my best dog, and she's my first dog, and I love her, like, a lot, like, so much. Like, it's a part of me, you know. She's like a piece of my soul, you know, and so if I lose her, that would be awful. But I also have to think about her. She's almost 6, and it's been harder and harder to get her back to focus on me. And I can't seem to get people to understand that she's not just a pet, you know. I have to depend on her, and if she can't focus, then she can't guide me, then I can't trust her. And that's a big part of guide dog relationship, you know, it's trust. You have to be able to trust your dog, and they have to trust you to make the right choice. And you know, it would be easier if it was all on one block, but it's literally like every single day it's like another block. Like, one time it's over here, the next time it's like 3 blocks away, the next time it's over here. And I'm like, people, like, come on. Like, this one person was like, come to the other side of the street, that way it'll be easier to walk. And I'm like, sir, I can't go on the other side of the street because there was another dog over there last time I went on that side of the street. So, no, you know. And I just hate that people are assuming because they're older or they have more life experience that they know better than me. And I'm like, no, I'm the handler. Listen to me. Like, okay, like, I mean, I get if it's a school or something, that's totally different. They're very nice. My program is not condescending to me in any way at all. They're very cool. But people in my community are like, I've had dogs for 35 years and I know how to handle a dog and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, awesome. You don't know how to handle a guide dog, though. It's totally different. And then someone will come up to me and say, well, I have a friend who raised puppies for insert guide dog school. And I'm like, awesome. Cool, go you. That's totally different than having an adult, fully trained guide dog. Like, it's totally different. And I don't know how to explain it verbally to where people would get it, because you can't. You're not going to get it unless you go out there and you have a dog and you're working it. But it's April. And since January, I've had at least 4 issues with dogs. And I can't even call the police, because the police either don't care or they won't take me seriously, or if when I do call them, you know, what can they do? Because it's already happened. There's nothing they can do. The dog's already ran away or ran inside or, you know, whatever. And I can't do anything about it. So I'm just like, okay, like, there was a dog that came after us. Why am I wasting my time calling the police? They can't do anything, you know? So honestly, I'm at a loss. Like, if you are a guide dog handler and want to jump in with some comments, like, please do, because I am at a loss. I don't feel comfortable using mace, as everyone says, use mace or use a gun. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to shoot a gun at a dog. Like, no. It's different if you're hunting, you know, because you're killing a deer, but you're eating it. You know, I'm not going to eat a dog, you know. And I don't want to harm the dogs. That's the issue. If the dog is biting me or coming to kill me, yes, I will do what I have to. Don't want to kill it, though. That's not my objective. And it's not the dog's fault. It's being a dog, but it's the owner's fault. Like, control your dog. So, yes, I'm a little bit annoyed and angry, and I can't go to Facebook because my Facebook friends are like, hey, you should do this. Call the so-and-so. Also, you need to... And I'm like, guys, shut up. Like, I don't care. And, you know, I know the people on Facebook / whoever's watching this are probably trying to be well-intentioned. I really appreciate it. They are trying to be helpful. But they're not handlers. The majority of them are not guide dog handlers. And they're not me. They don't have the same life experiences. We don't, you know, every single blind person that I know, we're different, you know. And me personally, I freeze. Whenever I get frightened by something, I freeze. It's like I'm there, but I'm not, you know. It's like my brain's like, nope, bye, you know. So, you know, when I come back to being unfrozen, I have to deal with the whole situation and just try my best. But, you know, normally I can throw treats at the dog and the dog runs away or whatever, or not. Sometimes it doesn't. But not everyone does that. Some people are like, I have a 6-foot baton and I just go smacking that dog, and I'm like, that's great for you. But I don't have very good aim as a blind person. I have awful aim. Like, it's bad. Like, I literally threw a rock forward and it went backwards over my head and hit something else behind me. So, yeah, my throwing ability is not the greatest. So I don't want to, you know, do anything, because my goal is to get my dog out of the situation. I don't care about yelling at you. I don't care about, you know, I want the owner to be punished, but I need to get out of there first. It's not worth it. If the owner even comes forward to get their dog, most of the time it's been, oh, I know the owner, it's fine, that's Sam Jones, you know. It's not really Sam Jones, but, you know, it's Sam Jones' dog, it's nice, and I'm like, cool, take the dog, I don't care, just get it away from mine, you know. So it's harder and harder to be in public with a guide dog, and honestly, as of now, I am very, very concerned. You know, I don't want to risk, when I walk anywhere by myself, having to risk a loose dog after my dog. I don't like that. It's literally been 3 days since the last one. So, a little bit irked today, and it's Wednesday. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'll post this or not, but oh, that felt nice. I just need to, like, rant to people, you know, and people don't really get it. So I'm ranting to YouTube, because maybe, hopefully, someone will watch this who's a guide dog handler who can either empathize with me or offer me some advice that does not include killing the dog or shooting it with a gun or hitting it with a stick. Like, that's not reasonable for me. Like, my experiences are to run away, not just stand there and be like, oh, I'm gonna smack you with a stick, you know, because I would be smacking Beacon by accident, probably. You know, not that I have a stick. I mean, I have a cane, but a cane is not a stick. It's two different things, and I don't want to carry around a stick and be like, get back, dog, you know. So yeah, so I'm annoyed by people who tell me that I need to limit my life because they have a guide dog, and I feel like that's what's happening in my own community. People are like, take the bus, take a ride, don't walk here because so and so's loose. Oh, and also make sure that you don't, you know, go over here because there's some, you know, there's a loose dog and it was running around and like 3 blocks from here. You know, like that should not happen this much to me as a handler, like anybody. I mean, you'd think I was cursed at this point because these dogs just keep showing up, and I'm like, what am I doing to draw you dogs to me? Because literally, I've never had this much problem ever until recently, and I'm like, where did you all come from? Like, are you just like watching and waiting till Beacon comes by and they go, oh look, dog? Like, I'm starting to wonder, like, seriously. And I think that the authorities are starting to get tired of me calling them every single time a dog comes after us because, you know, I'm like, hey, it happened again, come quickly, you know. But yeah, so I don't know. Don't want to lose my dog. I don't want to lose my best dog friend, you know. But I don't know how much more I can handle trying to get her back to her old self, and also how much she can handle, because now it's like, crap, where's the dog? Is it coming? Oh my gosh, like, what, you know. So I'm a little bit just trying to process everything mentally, and not in the best of places currently. I'm okay, but I mean, I'm not like, you know, 100% like, well, let's go live life, you know. I'm just more like, ugh, life, you know. Yeah, so, you know, I told y'all I'd be honest, I told y'all I'd be real, and this is real, this is me, as a guide dog handler. I've almost had her for 4 years, you know, and she's almost 6. Like, I really, really want to make it to the end with her. I want to make it till she's at least 8 or 9, or longer. Longer would be great, but I don't know how much more we can handle. So, just gonna stop recording now and just, maybe I'll make another update later on, but as of today, I don't know where I stand as a guide dog handler. I have to really think about, you know, balancing the risk and the pros and cons of having a dog, because we never really talked about the dog issue. And now it's become an issue, and I'm just like, I don't know how much more Beacon can handle as far as guiding wise, how much more stress she can handle, how much more I can handle mentally, because that's a lot. Like, I have to be aware of her. Is she getting excited because she wants to run because she likes going to that bench or that corner, or does she see something and she's trying to run because she's afraid? Or is she excited, or is she terrified? You know, and she does this little whine thing, and it'll be kind of like a whine / howl, and everyone's like, oh, she's excited, and she'll be wagging her tail. And I'm like, guys, a dog wagging their tail is not always a happy dog. You know, she has it like lowered, and she'll kind of like, sort of like wave it back and forth, you know, and that's a nervous dog. She's nervous. She's like freaking out. And they were like, oh, she's so cute. She's excited. And I'm like, no, she is not excited. She is very frightened right now. And, you know, to expect her to go from, I'm scared to death because there's another dog, to, okay, we're at the corner, let's go forward to the curb. Like, she can't do that. A human couldn't do that. If they almost got hit every time they went outside by a car, they would be terrified. And that's basically the same thing. That's as close as I can get it. Like, you're walking down the street and some random weirdo just comes out and tries to kick you or something. I don't know. Same idea, you know. So you would be scared too. You would end up getting trauma, and that's what Beacon has, some trauma. And I'm just like, I'm doing what I can, but I don't know, honestly. I don't know at this point how much more we can handle. So yeah, so I'm going to stop now, but I wanted to let you all know, and please, please, please pray for us because we are really not doing great. So, thank you.